Okay, so we are going to start with Bea. Bea, you are with your sire, Felicia, at your haven. At the moment, you have a small flat in the city center. You've been staying with her since you lost your previous coterie. You are in this place, which isn't a bad area for hunting, and at the moment, it is relatively safe. Although the times are dangerous, both for mortals and for kindred. You are about to go out. Felicia, for a long, long time now, has been searching for a person named Estella. You have this name written down, but you don't remember whether at some point you were told more about her. But you have a name. You know, you both have been searching for her. You used your abilities to look for signs. Felicia also used some sense that told her where to go. Your search led you to a basement, but you found there nothing but a rotting corpse and rats running around. Later, it led you to a flat with the signs of a fire, but the fire was long extinguished. You didn't see any signs of presence, either kind nor kindred. But you are looking for her. And recently, everything has been pointing you towards a nearby hospital. You're standing near the door with Felicia. But you are both tense, because another thing you've been seeing more and more intensely over the last few nights is the signs of a fire and destruction that is coming and that's going to destroy everything in its way. You are thinking about moving from your haven and finding a safer place. But for now, Felicia still wants to go search for Estera. She's standing there, putting on her scarf. She takes a knitted hat, puts it on your head. Are you ready to go out?
Yes. Yes.
Good. We should check. I really hope we will find her there.
Keep my fingers crossed and eyes open.
I really want to introduce you to. She needs to meet my daughter. She puts on a coat and starts heading outside.
I follow after. I'm looking for any signs of birds or anything. I'm looking for any omens giving me any information of what might happen tonight.
All right. So as we discussed, roll perception and awareness.
Okay.
With difficulty 7.
Difficulty 7. Oh, jeez. Yeah. And awareness. Would insightful come into this?
I haven't considered that.
Yeah, sorry, it's my perception.
Oh, yes. I always interpreted it as more. But if you want to have something that more relates to omens, then absolutely, it could be that.
Okay. 3 successes.
3 successes. Okay, so you go out to the street. It is empty now. It's the middle of the night. There are occasionally soldiers patrolling the streets, but you know how to stay clear of them. You've done it many times. You're good at listening when someone's coming and stepping out of the way.
Maybe Felicia is better at that than I am.
Felicia is good as well.
Yeah.
You have your own spec.
Yeah, Yes, I'm just occasionally a little distracted.
Yes, you're looking for omens, but Felicia is leading you. And as you're coming towards the hospital, you see clouds gathered above it, slightly broken above the hospital. And you see birds flying around in a key, and suddenly plunging down over the hospital. The light of a street lamp slightly shifts. The wind moves the clouds, revealing a sign of a moon. And you look at it transfixed and see that you should go to the hospital. You should go down and down, but you also see that the sky will come down on this place and crash it. Not tonight, but you know that it's coming.
I kind of shake myself back to the present and turn to Felicia. We need to go down. And we need to do it tonight.
Down.
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 The
hospital.
Yes, yes.
You look worried. Is everything all right?
I think it's not going to be here much longer. It's a little I think we should move quickly.
She shifts slightly, looks at you, almost uncomfortable, but then gives you a little hug.
I will smile at her and hug her back.
I promise you, we'll move soon. I just need to check. I need to find her. I need to know where she is, whether she's safe. You'd like her, I'm sure. And you start following towards the hospital, getting there without much issue. And you step inside. As you do, you see Felicia looking more worried, sunking a little bit. But she keeps going, looking straight ahead.
Is the hospital currently abandoned, or is it still in use?
It's not abandoned. It is in use. You are in the main hall downstairs. You see staircases going up and down. You hear steps coming from above. You hear some steps deeper from the corridor. You hear some distant voices, but no one appears to be here right now. Meanwhile, at the hospital, Janina, you are at the hospital where you used to work.
Is it the same hospital?
I thought so. You said you were trying to help out. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah. You are at the hospital. You are working as much as you can. Ever since you were left alone, finding shelter had been hard, but you managed to find places to sleep in the city. And you come to the hospitals at night. It is easier that way anyway. There are less people, the place is quiet. And you know that someone else can rest because you are here at night. You are walking the corridors. There are people suffering from various infectious diseases, people with broken limbs, with gunshot wounds, people suffering from malnutrition. The doctor, you know well, Vitold, is at the hospital. He's currently sleeping at a cot bed in his office, but you know that if he's needed, he will get up and be ready to action almost immediately. There are a few nurses around. You recognize some of the people. And when you walk along the corridor, you hear one of the patients calling, "Nurse, nurse, please come in, please come for a moment."
Am I wearing a nurse's uniform?
You can be easily.
Okay.
Vitold would let you work here as a nurse.
Yeah, okay, so I have a uniform and I have a coat on it. So I look like a nurse that is leaving home. But I'm going to check on the patient that is calling for nurse.
So you go into one of the rooms, the side of the corridor, and you see two empty beds and one where a middle-aged man is lying. He looks very thin, has a sunken face. He looks at you in a pleading way. You can see he's feverish. "Please, nurse, do you know what's happening? Have they sorted it out already?"
What do you mean?
"I think I've seen them."
Who?
Those who took the patients. Some people went missing. My friends went missing last night. No one would tell me what's happening. Can you please tell me what is happening?
I'm going to find out, but nobody told me. I'm a night nurse, so I don't know what's happening during the day, but I'm going to check with the doctor.
Oh, it happened last night.
I wasn't here last night, so I'm going to check and I'll be right with you. So I tuck him in the bed and I'm going to see Vitold and ask him about it because I have no idea.
Okay, so you are going to Vitold's room.
Yeah.
He wakes up almost immediately as you go in, sits up on his bed. Janina.
Hi, Vitold. I just met a patient and he said that some patients went missing yesterday.
Yes,
You know something about
I've been told. Anya, one of the nurses who works here, told me about it. She talked. Maybe you should speak to her.
All right. Is she here now?
She was a while ago.
All right.
I wasn't here last night. I was taking care of some other business. Well, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes. Okay. Okay. Then I will leave him alone and I'm going to find this nurse.
You are going to find this nurse, and as you leave and start looking around, you hear a scream coming from downstairs.
All right, I'm going to run and look, but carefully.
So you start heading downstairs. Bea, as you enter deeper into a hall, you also hear a high-pitched woman's scream coming from downstairs. Felicia moves back immediately, looks very agitated.
You heard that too?
Yes. Yes, though.
Are you all right?
Yes. I will be. We should... Do you want to wait here and I'll check what's happening?
If that's what you think's best.
No, I can't leave you.
I'm with you.
No, you better come.
I can be quiet.
And she puts her arm around you, leading you down the stairs.
I'm trying to be as quiet as I can be.
She's walking very quietly, very carefully. You hear steps running towards you from downstairs. And as you are going towards the lower floor, towards the basement of the hospital, you see a woman in a nurse's outfit running towards you, looking absolutely terrified. She comes up to you. We need to call somebody. What are you doing?
What's wrong? Are you all right?
You see that she's very pale. She looks like she's about to be sick.
I put a hand on her shoulder. What's wrong? Just take a breath. What?
I don't know who's done this, but there's been all those bodies.
Oh.
I don't know what happened there. Someone told me they heard some weird noises yesterday. Anya told me she heard some weird noises yesterday, and she was scared, and I thought that's some nonsense. But oh my god! Oh, I'm glad she didn't walk in there. There's no one there now, but I need to tell somebody. I need to find someone who can deal with this. And she moves to rush past you.
I'll let her leave. I'm not stopping her.
Felicia, you see that she moved away from her, looking like she wants to shield herself from her, and looks after her with a painful expression, then shakes herself.
Should we go check that out?
I would like to go and see if I don't like this place. I'm sorry, my dear. I'm never good with hospitals.
I take her hand and give it a squeeze.
I'm so glad.
We're
I'm
together.
so glad to have you with me.
It'll be all right.
Sometimes I think you're the brave one.
Brave or foolish? We're together, and it'll be okay.
And you start walking along the corridor. Janina, as you run down, you also you see a nurse whom you don't know running up the stairs. She comes up to you. Hey, listen, I don't know what happened. Maybe we should tell a doctor. I don't want to call, the soldiers, but...
Tell me what happened.
There's been a murder downstairs. It's not just normal murder. There's something sick. I have no idea.
Show me.
You sure you want to go down there?
Yes. Gather yourself and we will go check it out. And then we will tell Whittle.
I don't... There's nothing to check. Okay, right. She looks at you. Okay, I'll show you. But are you sure you want to see this?
Yes. And I give her my hand if she needs to hold it.
Roll for charisma and leadership.
Alright. Leadership, nothing. And charisma. Where I can find it?
It's under your attributes, social ones, middle
2.
column, top
Okay,
one.
So 2.
2. So roll 2 dice. Do you have 7 or higher?
I have 1 0.
Oh, that's a 10. That's good.
Yeah. I have 1 and 0.
Oh, you have 1 and a 10.
Yes.
Okay, so ones actually cancel your successes here.
Okay.
So you get nothing.
Okay.
So she looks at you. And you see that she goes green. And she just throws up.
I stepped away, so she didn't throw on me.
Well, she doesn't throw up on you, but
Oh,
she
okay.
throws up nearby on the stairs.
Okay.
And you're used to this. You worked in the hospital. And she's like, go past the washroom and to the right. Well, I need a moment. I'm sorry.
Are you back? I just lost connection. So.
All right. So
can you please repeat? Okay.
So she goes, go past the washroom, past the laundry room, then go to the right. You know, to the room we don't really use, and
yes.
And it's there. I need a moment to compose myself, get some water.
Okay.
Go and I talk to the doctor to see what to do about it.
Okay, I'm gonna check it out. And I go to the directions she sent me.
You know the room she's talking about.
Yeah.
Because you know Vitold used it for resistance meetings sometimes.
Okay.
And you had there. And as you go downstairs, Bea and Felicia you are wandering the downstairs floor.
Nothing suspicious about this.
Felicia is looking around. We should go that way.
I'm walking, holding her hand while we walk.
She's holding your hand, she's squeezing it very tight. But you feel that she calms down, actually. As you walk downstairs, as you go further into empty corridors and rooms, she seems more relaxed.
Now we're away from people?
Yes, not that you're away from people. And you begin to smell of blood. More and more intense. You're not very hungry. You're right, but it is clearly getting more and more acute.
That can only spell good things.
Mm-hmm.
We'll continue onwards, trying to be quiet.
She's continuing with you. And Janina, as you're going down, are you rushing? Are you going slowly?
I'm walking fast, but not like running.
Okay, as you're walking fast, you see, not far from the room you're heading towards, a red-haired woman and an old, frail-looking lady holding hands, heading towards the room.
Okay. I'm trying to approach them slowly, and I ask, who are they? Who are you?
Bea, you see, you can describe to each other how you look, if you want.
So Bea is quite well made up, despite sort of lack of resources and whatnot. She's relatively thin, but she's kind of average looking, but has just a very friendly face. She's got one of those faces you just feel comfortable around, although at the moment maybe less so given the weird circumstances you've run into her with. Yeah, she's wearing just a blouse and a long line skirt that's apt for the period. Maybe got like a little bag at her hip. And at first she doesn't notice you, because I presume you're coming up from behind us. And it's not until Felicia turns around that she actually notices that you're there. She looks mildly surprised, but not frightened, I would say.
Yes, and you also see the woman who turns. You see her wrinkled face. She's wearing a warm coat and a scarf, knitted scarf wrapped around her neck. And she smiles at you as she sees you in a happy, welcoming way.
Okay. What are you doing here? This is a restricted area for nurses and doctors. Are you a patient?
Oh, my dear, are you a nurse?
Yes.
She looks at you very intensely. Come on now, we just want to have a look. And she starts walking.
Can I notice that they are not humans?
No, I don't think you have a way to.
Okay, so I think they just look like humans.
Really weird humans.
Okay, I will follow them.
I think Bea looks sort of kind of oddly between the two of you, but ultimately follows the older woman.
Felicia waits for Bea, obviously, and for Janina to catch up as well. And she looks to you, Janina, as you walk towards the room, still with a lovely smile. Tell me, my dear, are you here alone?
Yes, I'm here alone. There is no one, just us.
Oh no, I mean, this hospital, do you live here?
No, I don't live here. I would live in a hospital.
Any accidents?
No, that I know of.
You can relax. We're the same as you. She says, and she pats you on the arm.
I'm not saying anything, but I'm going to try to look at her face and on Bea and find out, like, if they breathe, or is there a hand cold?
Her hand is indeed cold.
Okay, so who are you?
Oh, I'm Felicia, and this is my daughter, Beatrice.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Why are you here?
We just need to check one thing. But I want to know all about you after that.
All right. Did you hear about the murder?
I think we can smell it.
Yes.
Yes.
But, I mean, before.
As you say this, her face sinks a bit, looks darker. But then she composes herself, smile again. Not about this particular one, no. But soon we will know what's what.
All right. I'm gonna lead them to
I just hope it's not Estella. She says, looking to you, Bea. And squeezing your hand.
All right. I'm going to lead them to the room.
So you go towards the room. The door is slightly open. The nurse who ran out of there clearly didn't bother to lock it.
Fair.
And as you go in, the light is still on. You smell blood even more strongly. The smell hits you. And you see several bodies, some of them decapitated, some rent to shreds, with limbs lying around, and remains of hospital gowns lying among them. There is a lot of blood in this place. And on the opposite wall, you were entered, drawn in blood. You see flames and a cross.
Bea is taking a small notebook and pen out of her bag and just starts writing.
Okay. Janina tries to look about how many bodies are there.
You find 4 human heads. Two of them detached from the body, quite violently, from what you can tell.
Do I recognize any face of the severed head?
You think you've seen one of the patients at the
So it's
hospital.
definitely patients.
Yes, there are hospital gowns. You also see a nicer set of clothing, a blazer, a blue shirt with some lacing, and quite sleek black trousers, partially torn, thrown in a few places in the room. Felicia goes in, looks around, closes her eyes, and seems very focused for a moment.
I would like to go to the blazer
Mm-hmm.
and run my hand over it and use Spirit's Touch. Use Spirit's Touch.
Nice. Okay, so that's perception and empathy. And that will be difficulty 6. Hasn't been long.
Hooey. Okay. 6 successes. Jesus.
Wow. Okay. Okay. So you focus on the blazer, partially covered in blood, partially torn. Focus on it, and suddenly you're not in the room anymore. You see a man looking maybe about 30, in this very blazer, walking among some equally elegantly dressed people, laughing. You see him kissing a woman with short black hair and very dark eyes, who laughs at him. They seem completely absorbed by one another. Then you see him singing in a duet with the same woman, as a crowd applauds. After that, you see him running through the city. As the bombs drop, you see rubble and the dust that raises up from recently destroyed buildings. You can't quite make out the person he's running with looks like another man. He's trying to follow, but gets lost in the dust. Then you see him in the same blazer, sneaking through the streets, crawling out of some basement window. You see him smiling at the woman walking past. She looks scared at first, but after he looks gaze with her, she relaxes, comes to him. And you see him sunk his fangs into her neck. Then again, you see him running, someone following after him. He trips over, tumbles to the ground. Someone grabs him. The face that you can't quite place, but looks sort of familiar, grins at him. Someone punches him in the face. Then you see him being partially burned. His flesh open, wounded, his hair turned out. You hear laughter. You hear him crying. You can almost feel his pain. And finally, you see his blue eyes filled with bloody tears, looking without any hope, pleadingly and terrified, as his face dries out and turns into ash. You're back in the room, holding the blazer.
I turn to Felicia. If she's still focusing, then...
No, she is walking around the room now.
He was like us, I say, holding the blazer. There was a...
That's him in here. And she points to the painting on the wall. And you see little bits of dust, like ash mixed in with the blood, smeared on the wall to form these flames and the cross.
He had such nice blue eyes. There was a face, the person who attacked him. I feel like I should know the face, but I don't.
You need to look for your notes, my dear. Maybe something will help you remember. But we shouldn't stay here very long.
No.
Janina, as this is happening, there is holding the blazer and staring at it for a while. Felicia, the old lady, is looking at bits of bodies and then stopping in front of the painting on the wall.
Yeah, I think I watched them, and I don't think I met any other kindred beside my sire, so I'm looking and trying to figure out what are they doing.
Okay. Blue eyes. Do you remember anything else about him, my dear?
He kissed a dark-haired woman. They were laughing. He ran when the bombs dropped. I think she was writing while having a vision, so she's kind of now going back over the notes.
So you have notes, you have a vague description.
Yeah, the man and the dark-haired woman, they sang together before the bombs dropped. He was definitely like us. I've tried to take down as many notes about the person who attacked him, but I think I might know them if I saw them again, maybe, if I can remember.
I really hope we won't see them. We probably shouldn't stay here very long. I don't think Estera was here.
I don't know.
I think it's him. on the wall. She touches it briefly, looks at it, takes her hand away, and turns to you, Janina. My dear, what was your name, my dear?
My name is Janina.
Janina, what a lovely name. You shouldn't be here. The city's dangerous, especially for a young kindred. Where is your sire?
He's gone. I think he may be dead. I haven't seen him in years.
So many are. So many are. We should get out of here.
Who are you, if I may ask? I never seen any other of our kind here.
Well, we've been in the city. I've been in the city for, it's been several decades now, my dear.
I don't go out much into the city.
No. You're still young, aren't you?
Yes.
Come. Come. You don't mind my daughter, right? We must take care of her.
That's what we do, Mum.
But what about the bodies here? I should probably tell someone.
They know. We saw a woman who knows.
Yes, I know, but I should probably check what they know in case. I don't know. You know, I want to find out what they are going to do about it.
Wow.
The doctor here, he's my friend.
We could wait outside.
Okay,
We can wait for you.
yes.
But you should come with us. It's not going to be safe here for much longer. You should tell your doctor
All
if you
right.
care about him.
Yes, I will do that. Give me a few minutes to run for him and tell him. And
So
I
you
will-
separate
Yes.
and you go upstairs.
Yeah, I'm going to Witold and
Witold is sitting there talking with some nurses. He's hiding his face in his hands. Janina, they tell me you went downstairs. How bad is it?
it's very bad. It's very bad, and I'm trying to ask him to come with me, so we were alone.
He comes with you.
Yeah, okay. And I tell him that it's definitely not natural, and that it seems that it's going to be something bad happening here. So I advise him to just go away. Do not stay here.
Thank you. I know there's some dangerous times coming. But thank you for your warning. You should stay safe as well. I will take care of this. I'll ask some of our mutual friends. I won't go to whatever passes for the police nowadays.
All right then. I pat him on the shoulder and I tell him that I have to go. And that I hope...
He looks after you and it's like, be careful, Janina.
I will, thank you. You as well.
And you go.
Okay, now I'm going to Alicia and Bea.
If you turn back, he watches you until you disappear down the stairs. Bea, you are waiting with Felicia.
Mm-hmm.
What do you make of it?
The scene? It was a mess.
Yes.
But that took some organization. know. I might have, if I'd had more time, I might have been able to make more of it, but
I just hope Estella is okay.
we'll keep looking.
And as you're waiting, Janina comes out of the hospital and joins you. And you return together to your small haven. And during the next night, Janina, you are told more about the life of kindreds and various clans. And you can learn some things your sire didn't manage to tell you. But the omens that bear you're seeing are intensifying. And not long after this meeting, you make a decision to move. You pack some of your things and you take a boat across the river to the district of Praga, which you think should be safer. Felicia has a contact there, a Nosferatu contact called Roman, who helps you find a place to settle in. It's in a basement of a partially destroyed building, but some flats are still inhabited. And you settle there, the three of you, with Roman sometimes coming by. And not long after that, your omens indeed come true. Fighting intensifies on the streets, bombings become more intense, and large parts of the city are leveled to the ground. But you are now on the eastern bank of the Vistula River, which is safer, although not entirely safe. And as months go by, Felicia, more and more often, talks about the need to find the remains of Camarilla, talks about it with more and more urgency. And at the same time, she still goes out, alone, with one of you or with Roman, hoping to find Estella.